Welcome back to the front mission first OP walkthrough, and now what I'm going to do is actually update everyone's equipment because I feel that's necessary right now and there is an opportunity to improve the stats and functionality a little bit. So we're going to upgrade everybody. So yeah, this is another upgrade video. And it looks like everybody's going to need to get the Prismaire until we get even better parts, because that's obviously the finest one you can get, and the zinc I think is going to be reserved more for melee characters. So let's start kitting everybody out. Still says the Strega has the better arms, so we're actually going to leave the Strega arms on and just upgrade the Prismaire body. We're going to check the legs though. While those do have much better stats, the Prismaire still has the mobility, so it looks like you're going to go with the Prismaire body, the Prismaire legs, and you're going to keep the Strega arms. Now for your CPU, that's going to be based upon how you got your actual, character set up. Now the nicest one we can put on Royd right now looks like it's going to be the Airfolg, stat-wise anyway. No updatable backpack. But we can put on some much better machine gun, the Cemetery 10, as opposed to the Vulcan. This actually has better stats. It's got more damage, so upgrade to that, obviously. And then we're going to see if they have any new shields. Any new shields. Oh, they got the firewall. Okay, so yeah, upgrade to the firewall shield. Missile-wise, what we got? 3 times 24... as opposed to what? What are we running now? What are we running now? Oh, it's not showing. Oh, wait, there it is. All right, we're running the Ragos, which is 2 times 37. So 2 times 37 is 74 damage right there. 3 times 24, that's what? 24, 48, 72. So you got more ammo, but you do 72 damage instead of 74. Slightly less range, but more ammo. Same accuracy. Yeah, I'm going to say the Skull's probably the better option. Right now, that's my judgment. And, that concludes the gear. I just updated everything for him. And we're going to do the same for Ryuji. We're going to update him as well. Again, Prismaire body, Prismaire legs, because, the Strega arms are still the best at this point in the game. And then CPU adjusts accordingly based upon what you actually have got. And then, look, he's going to get, let's see, what's he going to get? Yes, Cemetery 10, Cemetery 10, and then you're going to get the Firewall, the Skull Missile Launcher. And again, you're going to do the exact same thing for these guys. Exact same thing for her, Prismaire legs, leave the arms alone, leave the Strega arms alone. And then, she's got a grenade launcher in the left hand, so she's going to get upgraded to the Banished Bazooka. And her right hand, she's going to run the Cemetery 10 machine rifle right there. And then you're going to get the Firewall shield. And you're going to get the Skull Missile Launcher. And don't forget to update her CPU. Airfolg. And can't update the backpack. So that concludes Natalie right there. I'm going to go to Jerry Can. Looks like he's probably going to be similar. So Prismaire body. Prismaire legs. Leave the arms alone. The arms are still Strega. Obviously, Strega is still the best. And then, of course, adjust his fire control system. Airfolg. There's no new backpacks. And then he's also going to get the bazooka and the Cemetery 10. And then the Firewall. And then the Skull Missile Launcher. That's what you're doing. Hunter, same drill. Prismaire. Prismaire. Airfolg. Can't update the backpack. And he's short range, so Cemetery 10. Cemetery 10. Firewall shields. Skull Missile Launcher, call it a day. And then, update their equipment as you need to, like I'm doing here. See, same Strager arms. Gonna go with the Prismair right there. I mean, like, you could throw, the Wild Goat treads on somebody if you wanted, but I prefer to keep people as mobile as possible, so we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And that's good right there. Now we just gotta update. Now we just gotta update Frederick's weapons. So he's gonna get the Banished Bazooka, and he's gonna get the Cemetery 10 rifle, and then you're gonna get the Firewall, and then the Skull Launcher. And let's see, that takes care of Frederick. And now we're gonna go to Mechwa. Mechwa? I think we're gonna give her the Zinc torso, if we can make it work with the weight distribution and everything else. Keep the Strager arms on her. Put the Prismair legs on her. Because I don't think the Zinc arm... No, the Strager arms are still better than the Zinc arms. They still are. So, that's what you do for her. And I'm pretty sure there aren't any updated melee weapons. I'll be surprised. I don't think there's anything past the F4 hand rod. It's like I'm pretty sure there's nothing that's updated. Nope, there's nothing better than the F4 hand rod at this point. So until there's an even better melee weapon, which we might not see for a while now, all you can really do for your melee types is throw on some new Firewall shields and update those parts. Give them the Zinc torso like I'm doing. Alright, now Paul. Paul, obviously, Prismair. Prismair. And let's see, I think his CPU that we put on him is still the best one we can have for him. Because that maximizes long range. So, leave Paul's CPU alone. Paul's going to be fine. Same thing with Hans. I'll go over Hans, once I get around to him. But we're going to update from grenade launchers to bazookas now. You're going to get 2 banished bazookas on Paul. Give him a Firewall shield. And give him the Skull missile launcher. And that'll do it for Paul, no problem. Now, Alder? Same drill. Prismair. Prismair. And then what we're going to do is essentially, give him the Airfolk fire control system. That'll bring him up to speed for everybody else. And now we're going to need to update his weapons. Can't do anything for the actual hand rods. So, give him the Firewall shield. Give him the Skull missile launcher. Call it a day. Now we're going to take care of Hans here. Same thing. Prismair legs, Prismair body. And again, don't bother changing the fire control system. His fire control system's just fine the way it is. It maximizes long-range combat, so that's fine. Bazooka. Banished Bazooka. Skull missile launcher. Firewall. Call it a day. Move on to Kong. Okay. Well, for Kong, you're going to give him the Zinc body. And still keep the Strager arms on. Because Strager is still the best at this point in the game, stat-wise. And you're going to give him the Prismair legs. You're going to do that. And CPU, let's take a look at the CPUs. And let me see. I don't think, let's see, which one? Yeah, that Russian CPU, the one that starts with the Bera, however you say that. Stick that one on him. Because it maximizes dodge. You're looking at the dodge. You're looking at the dodge and melee stats. Which reminds me. For Mechwa, if you haven't done so already, go back to parts. And also put that CPU on her just for that added stat boost to dodge and melee. And after you've done and taken care of that, obviously, just stick 2 Firewall shields on Gregorio here. Call it a day. He's done. And you're going to pretty much do the same thing for Molly. Okay? So, give her the Zinc body. Prismair legs. Leave the arms alone, since the Strager arms are still the best. You can't update the melee weapons, so firewall shield, firewall shield. And then obviously the fire control system, like I just showed you, the Bera, however you pronounce that. And that's it for Molly. Now all you got left is like these few guys here. So, I'm going to take care of Bobby. And Bobby's going to get the Prisoner body, the Prisoner legs. We're going to change his CPU out. Oh wait, he's already got the long range one, so that's already set. That's done, no problem. Gonna give him the Banished Bazooka, Firewall Shield on the left side, Skull Missile Launcher. Call it a day. Bobby's done. And Purunga, since Purunga is obviously melee, gonna give him the Zinc body. And I give him the, let's see, where is it? Yeah, the Prisoner legs. And we're gonna update the CPU to the Bera CPU right there for sake of melee stats, since he is melee. And then we're going to go to the left shoulder, give him a firewall, right shoulder, give him a firewall shield, and that'll take care of all of them. Now, as for Yi Hin, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to outfit Yi Hin on another video. Because, let's see, checking right here, it looks like everything is better than what he's actually wearing. So, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to customize him and what his skill sets are. So, for now, that will conclude all the upgrades for everybody. And once I figure out how Yi Hin's skills are, then I will do a video on it on how to actually do his equipment. But for now, once you've made those quality adjustments like I have, save your game. And then I'll see you on the next video.